What's up, guys? Rev Sauce TV. Make sure to rate, like, and subscribe. Hit that bell icon for the latest and greatest that comes to my channel on all my video platforms. Now, the podcast, guys, I got more guests coming up. Well, there's a lot to talk about. I got a lot of guests coming up soon. Episode 2 is going to be up on the audio side of things. I apologize. My mind has been in a million different places. I've been upgrading my PC. I just been super busy with a lot of things, so bear with me. We're getting back into doing the things. I got game streaming, things like that. I said I was going to cover wrestling stuff. I got a wrestling review of Dynamite coming up shortly for you guys as well, and things like that for the channel. I apologize. Things are a little delayed, and sorry, guys. I've been kind of just busy with life, honestly. Just busy with life. Busy upgrading my PC, things like that, to get better quality for you guys. My camera died, so hopefully the Razer Cairo Pro looks good. I hope it is decent for you guys. This will be the camera I go with going forward and things like that. So anyway, we're going to be talking about Warner Brothers Discovery and the failed talks with AEW on a new TV rights deal. They couldn't come to the table. They had a good discussion, a good talk. They've been in discussions and talks since last year, or 2 years ago when they signed CM Punk. So they've been in talks for quite a minute on a extension. But as the dirt sheets, they got part of it right, not all of it right. Everybody's regurgitating the same Fightful Select and making it out to be doom and gloom. And then you got the analyst out there, saying it's doom and gloom and all this stuff that, cover wrestling news for a living and things like that. Again, the reason why they're not striking a deal, and I'm assuming two things. One, that Warner Brothers Discovery is looking to sell, and I wouldn't be surprised to make that the next company's problem when they go to sell. Or they're just, in talks, and maybe by the beginning of next year they strike a deal and it'll be on the Max app, or maybe we're getting swerved in typical Tony Khan fashion and we'll see it possibly, we'll see, a deal with AEW and Warner Brothers, Again, you never know. Warner Brothers Discovery said they're not up for sale, but there's been a lot of articles out about them selling to NBC Universal, possibly Amazon. Disney's been getting in on the action of this. So there's been so many different layers to this. So that possibly could be why they're not striking a deal. Maybe Warner Brothers Discovery is holding out their last of their TV rights deal, their first TV rights deal, to make it the apparent company that comes in and buys Warner Brothers Discovery. Again, like I said, NBC Universal, man, they just got paid $64 billion right now for their shares in Hulu. So Disney owns the whole rights to Hulu now. So again, like I said, Warner Brothers Discovery could be bought out by NBC Universal or Comcast, because Comcast just made a huge payday yesterday. So we could see them offloading that money into Warner Brothers Discovery and seeing them as new owner. Wouldn't it be something? Warner Brothers Discovery sells to NBC Universal. They get WWE, AEW. It's going to be a huge monopoly. It's going to be a two-team race between Disney and Comcast, who could control the TV space. And again, would they take the Max app out and convert that into Peacock? Again, and can AEW and Universal get along on the idea of adult television? Because AEW does a lot of bleeding and adult stuff, where mostly Peacock does mostly family-orientated stuff. And look at WWE, you know what I mean? Or does Universal, Warner Brothers Discovery, and then they shit can AEW, and AEW has to go look for another TV rights deal. You know what I mean? So again, these reports are very conflicting, and then you have other articles saying the Warner Brothers Discovery is trying to get out of the business. There's a lot of money to be made. Disney buying the last of the rights of Comcast on Hulu, that just enables them to go out and buy another organization. And then you got Amazon that's been wanting to get into the wrestling space, more Prime Sports stuff. So they're in the mix of this, and they have the capital to do so too. So, really at the end of the day, it's going to be very, very, very interesting early 2024, spring 2024, or even in the summer 2024, what Warner Brothers Discovery does, because they just sold off their music for a huge amount of money. They said the cartoon sector is on the chopping block, and same with their gaming stuff. So if they're doing all that, they're selling asset. That tells me either Warner Brothers Discovery is condensing down to possibly pay the NBA and just become a sporting company / reality company with DC, or they could possibly offload DC to somebody else. They could probably make it somebody else's problem. There's a lot of possibilities with this, and again, this deal for AEW is not going to make them or break them. They could possibly, who would they go with? Yeah, Netflix. They could possibly go with, there's a lot of possibilities. AEW could get themselves off of television. They can go to a streaming TV service, or, they could do what the NFL did and sign an exclusive rights deal with YouTube. They could. They could do tons of different things. There's a lot of money to be made. AEW, the ball's in their court. To me, I don't see it as gloom and doom. What I see it as is, if this doesn't go through next year, what they could honestly do is go Netflix. They could go Amazon. They could shop around and go to many different streaming places. There is a Paramount. They could do Paramount. Paramount's a huge entity. CBS has a lot of money, a lot of capital. Paramount has a lot of capital. Paramount gets good amount of viewers too. So there's a lot of moving parts here. I really think AEW and Warner Brothers Discovery will reach a deal by World's End. I think we're just getting, little fillers, and I think, when you have insider sources telling other Fightful Select things, I think this is just to make buzz and make things happen. And that's just my personal opinion on this. I think, we will see a deal. I think we will see a TV rights deal. We'll see. And I think what Tony Khan wants is Ring of Honor also to be part of this deal. He's stated this, part of the AEW Warner Brothers Discovery. And why wouldn't he? That's a lot of tape library for a company. That's a lot of history. Why wouldn't you want that on your, on the table for, like, on Max and stuff like that? If you're clicking, there's an AEW section, and then there's Ring of Honor stuff. You get the old Ring of Honor. There's a lot of people that still love old school Ring of Honor with Tyler Black and things like that. So, at the end of the day, there's a lot of money to be made. I think Tony Khan is asking for too much. If this is the case, he's asking for too much. And Warner Brothers Discovery, and this is another thing. We're going to go back to viewership here. A lot of you talk about views, right? Views all the time with me. Warner Brothers Discovery basically in this Fightful Select saying they know what they got themselves into, and they're pretty happy what they got. I don't know what else to tell you guys on that. When your main company is happy with the key demographics you're getting and things like that, at the end of the day, what conversation are we having when your main execs are happy what they're getting, and on a Saturday night, a Friday night, late Friday night, and on Wednesday? What conversation are you having when they're happy? If they are saying Tony Khan makes them happy and they had great negotiations, they just couldn't get on terms of money and libraries. At the end of the day, they can keep coming back to the table. Eventually, I think they will strike a deal. Won't be today, obviously, but I think this was just more of getting buzz and things like that. And again, Tony Khan deserves everything he's getting right now in shillelaghing and getting shellacked, honestly. I think last night, that whole freaking announcement should have been a TV rights deal. / that could have gone any which way, possibly a streaming deal. And they've been either it's happening or it's not at this point. Either Warner Brothers Discovery needs to come out, or Tony Khan saying, literally, either it's coming out or it's not. You know what I mean? As far as, the things. But, at the end of the day, I'm not Tony Khan, and I'm not Warner Brothers Discovery execs. I don't know what they're looking for at the end of the day. Now, if this is to be true by what the analysts are saying and what other people are saying, then possibly in 2024, we could be seeing AEW possibly on an NBC Universal product somewhere. We could. Or we could see them being released out their contract and let go, and them being shopped around again, and possibly going to Amazon or Netflix. We never know. And again, in this industry, this thing is moving around. I'll have both articles. I do not subscribe to the Fightful Select newsletter or whatever they got going on. I don't pay for that because that's not for me. I got my source from What Culture Wrestling, and they're basically quoting everything that Fightful Select basically said, regurgitating the same shit. But Fightful Select basically reported they just couldn't get to the table over libraries and things like that. So I'm assuming Ring of Honor, they want to get something for Ring of Honor too. But I think that's a tall ask from Tony Khan. And I'll have the article to the comic book. But if you guys didn't know, I'll have a link to the Hulu getting sold to Disney, or Disney owns the full rights to Hulu. So I'll have that down below for you guys too. Thank you guys for stopping in. Oh, and by the way, the podcast is still coming. More episodes are coming. I have been in talks with lots of people to be guests on my show. So there's lots and lots of people. I just need to vet through what I need to vet through, and then there'll be more episodes coming. There's more audio coming for you guys. The second episode is coming to Spotify and all that. I apologize that it's not there. It's just I've been super busy with my computer taking a dump and having to upgrade and do the things. I apologize. Things are coming back slowly but surely. Streams are coming back. I'll see you guys tonight in the streams. Again, thank you guys for stopping in and watching. What do you guys think of this whole Warner Brothers discovery and no deal with AEW? Let me know down below. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.